Jai Gurudev children, here we are going to see about devotional paths to the divine. Devotional means, as you know, uh, it is being worshipping God by delivering bhajans, singing bhajans, kirtanas, all those things. Is it? And also some people used to do in silence by tears. They used to express their feelings to the divine. Divine means is nothing but the holy and pure God. Okay, this is the way they used to express their feelings and the worship towards the God. Okay, so how this idea of God is has been exist in this world means, as you know, we people are undergoing cycle of countless cycle of birth and rebirth. Okay, based on performing good deeds and bad deeds. Good deeds means nothing but good things. Okay, if you do good things, your ancestors used to say, no, if you do good things you will be getting good things. If you do bad things to others, okay, if you think bad about others, means that will be reflected back to you. So based on this only, the idea of God, supreme God, is there, who is watching us from the heaven, and he is watching us what are the right things we are doing, what are the wrong doings we are in, like that. They are We have lot of ideology, isn't it? And also next, you could see here. So this belief is that this belief comes from the social privileges, came from birth in a noble family to high caste family. So what does it means? Nothing but according to your good things, according to your bad things only, you will be born as an animal or else as a human being, like that. Okay, if you will be doing very bad things, means you will be punished as you will be born as some animals like a dog, cat, like that. Somebody used to say you should not do these things, you will be born as like this. So this kind of ideology was existing in our country right from the 8th century onwards. From that time onwards, we people are started about worshipping various gods. Before that we had only one idea of God. After that we will be having various idea of God, and many people were uneasy with such ideas and turned to the teaching of Buddha or Jainas. So this idea, some people may not like it, because noble family means is nothing but you will be born as a king, you will be born in as a member of a king's family, or else you will be born as a poor men or women. So all these things has been there. So already you may come across the word called varna. Okay, kshatriyas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Brahmanas, and Sudras, that Varna, isn't it? Kshatriyas means the people those who belong to king's family. Brahmanas means the people those who are teaching things and saying the noble words, and um, Vaishyas means the people those who are doing business, and Shudras means the people those who are working as a labor for wages. Okay, all these things in simple I used to say this are based on the work. Okay, so some people may not trust this, because we cannot guess people's identity by doing the particular work. By birth no one is doing work, we are infant babies, isn't it? We may not do work. After we grown up only we will be doing selecting our own job, isn't it? So how does it possible to categorize the people based on work? Okay, this is what the questions of many people, and they used to oppose it. Okay, so when they started opposing it, some people turned to Buddhism and Jainism. Okay, this Buddhism and Jainism also you have read in previous chapters about Mahavira and Gautama Buddha, isn't it, Siddhartha? In that you would have come across all the people are equal. There is no poor and rich between birth and death. Okay, everybody is equal. We have to treat everyone everyone equal, and also we have to accept everyone's pain. Okay, if it is an ant or else it's a very big human, giant human, we have to see mercy towards everything. Okay, this is what the teachings of Buddha and Jainism we have seen it already, isn't it? So to break the cycle of birth, people used to say you will be keep on having rebirth if you are doing bad things. Okay, that is sin. Okay, we used to say in Tamil is pavam. Okay, if you are not doing a sin, if you are not doing sin, or else if you are having good things to do, means automatically the cycle of rebirth will be stopped. So automatically people wanted to know that I wanted to stop my rebirth, I don't want to born again. So these things has been taught in Bhagavad Gita also. Okay, you may not have rebirth if you do good things, and if you live in a very genuine and truthful life towards others. Okay, so these things, these ideologies called bhakti towards the God. Okay, if you do something bad to certain human beings, means you have to move to God and you have to ask apologies for that. Oh God, I should not do this again, please help me out of it. All those things we are praying, no, all these things are called bhakti towards God. Okay, these are the common things has been started in during 8th and 9th century. And also here Lord, at first in Hinduism, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu and goddess Durga, they were the first, they were worshipped as supreme deities at first. Later on only we had got the existence of Ganesha and Muruga and some all other gods and goddesses. Okay, so all other goddesses and goddesses also we have also worshipped in the form of Shiva, Vishnu and Durga only. Okay, in Puranas, in myths. Okay, Puranas also, in Puranic stories and in those things also they have said about the worship of God, how to worship the God. Okay, and then also we have it is eventually Puranas also led us that it was possible for the devotees means we people, okay, to receive the grace of God regardless of their caste status. And caste means here they used to speak about that varna. Okay, based on their the work they have divided, no, that's what the idea of bhakti become popular, that even Buddhists and Jainas adapted the beliefs. So what they were also many people like Buddhists, Jainas, and hereafter we will see about Sikhism, that and so many things, and all those bhakti movements, okay, that were also started existing. The people were started believing in God. So this is what all about this chapter, my dears. Here now we are going to see about simply about Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, and other ideas like the people used to follow meditation. Okay, there is no we don't have shape of God, we will be we can see the God by doing meditation, like that the certain ideologies. And also we are going to see about few more people like Baba, Guru Nanak, as well as about Sikhism, and also about Kabir. Okay, he is also one of the devotee. Okay, so those things also we are going to see in this chapter hereafter. So it is very easy. Nayanas and Alvars. Nayanas belongs to Lord those the devotees who belongs to who used to worship God Shiva. Okay, and Alvars, those devotees used to worship Lord Vishnu. Okay, this has been coded in, and they were also sharply critical of the Buddhists and Jainas, and preached ardent love of Shiva and Lord Vishnu as a path of salvation. So so they were also said that Lord Shiva and Vishnu, based on by preaching, we have to love the God. Okay, it is love is God. We used to say, no, we have to love the God, and so that only we can do the right things in a right way, and and there are so many peoples like untouchables also used to say, no, tribal people. So all these ideologies about Nayanas, always everything have coded. How does it becomes existing Tamil Nadu means we could see it is in Sangam literature. Sangam literature means nothing but Tamil literature. In that we could see in this certain in the centuries, about 8th and 9th centuries, how does the existence of God and the devotional path has evolved. Okay, so how did they did means they had a lot of poems like Rig Veda and Yajur Veda. There are 4 Vedas, you know, Atharva Veda, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, and those Vedas, they had followed those Vedas to approach God, okay, by singing and music, okay, all these things. And this is all about, there are 12 alvas and 63 nayanas, all those things are here. And they have, we had a certain books, holy books like Tiruvasagam, Devaram, Divya Prabandham for Vishnu, like that. Those alvas and nayanas has written all those things to show the future generation of the people like us, okay, how to go close to the God, all those things. And 10th and 12th century, okay, this was during 10th and 12th century. What happened means, kings, by learning all these things from alvas and nayanas, the kings, those who are ruled like Cholas and Pandyas, and those kings started constructing temples, okay, by showing their spirituality towards God. And also they have also written lot of books, okay, to say about alvars and nayanas, though people those who are lived those in that century, those are called as hagiographies. Hagiographies means nothing but the religious books, okay, that shows how alvas and nayanas showed their devotion to towards Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva, okay. That was a good bhakti tradition. Okay, it's nothing but writing of saints lives is called hagiography. Saints means that like alvas and nayanas, okay. So this was certain lines written by Manika Vasagar about God, okay. You just go through it. And next is, how does bhakti, philosophy of bhakti, philosophy means nothing but tattvam, okay, and bhakti, how does it correlates. First is, we are going to see here about Shankara. Wait, and here you should see, you can see about Shankara. He has shown, he has been there as a philosopher in Kerala in during 8th century. He taught about Advaita. Advaita means is nothing but oneness of the individual soul and supreme God, which is the ultimate reality. Okay, it is nothing but that is one, God is one, that is Lord Shiva, okay. We have to follow it, and it is a individual soul, one soul only making this world as a living one. That one soul only created all those living souls like us, okay. That is what he believed, and the rest of the things are called as Maya. Maya means is nothing but whatever else we want, that is, we used to say our likes and dislikes are called as Maya, that is, it is there and not, that is called illusion, okay. Maya and illusion. Illusion means, you know, that is imagination. Except God, everything is imagination. That is what the idea of Shankara, okay. We have to follow God, and God is one, okay. Except God, everything in this world, what else we are living, we have a house, and we are getting whatever we need, the money we are spending, everything is an imagination and illusion, okay. That is not at all permanent, okay. Which are all not permanent, those are called Maya, Okay, the temporary things we are having, no, that are called as Maya, he said. God is only permanent one. That is what the idea of Shankara. And the next is all about Ramanuja. Okay, he is from Tamil Nadu. He is influenced by Alvas. That is, he tried to say that Lord Vishnu is only God, and we have to follow him in order to stop from the cycle of rebirth. Okay, if you worship, automatically you will be stopped from the worship, from the cycle of rebirth, and you will be blessed by Lord Vishnu. This is what said by Ramanuja. And next, Bashavana Veera Saivism. Okay, Veera Saivism means is nothing but by following oneness of God, and also there is no category like Nayanas, Alvas and kings, Brahmanas, Vaishyas, Sudras, like that. There is no categories of the people to worship God. All the categories are same. Okay, that is what followed by this is Bashavana Veera Saivism, and also it is what there is a connection between this, and also it was started worshipped by these companions or Alama Prabhu, Akkamaha Devi. They were the companions of Veerasaiva movement along with Bashavana. Okay, they were just simply mid 12th century. They have started from Karnataka. This movement was started in Karnataka by saying equality among humans. There is no Brahminical idea. Brahminical idea means that is all about Varna system. Okay, so this is what said by Basavana Veerasaivism. And next is saints of Maharashtra. We have certain saints like Namdev, go through this name clearly, Namdev, Ignath, Tukaram, and certain women as Chakubai, okay, family from the family of Chokamala. These people, these are the names, those who are the devotees of Lord Vishnu. Okay, that is, they were simply madly they devoted towards Lord Vishnu, and they followed, influenced by Alvars. Okay, and they were, and also the regional tradition of bhakti focused on Vitala. Okay, the temple in Pandharpur, as well as the notion of personal God residing in the hearts of all people. So these are the important people, those who have followed are being the devotee of Lord Vishnu, and they have also even blessed. For example, Tukaram was brought to heaven by Lord Vishnu, who just come to this world, and he just brought him to the heaven. Like that, we had lot of Puranas and stories to explain about the work of God and power of God. Okay, so the next is the saints rejected all forms of, certain saints also there. This was one side, keep on developing. And certain saints, they were just rejected this ritualism. Ritual means in the Varimuraigal, that is for Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, for Lord Durga. The Varimuraigal, they were just started rejecting it, and they were having certain ideas about, and preferred to live with their families. What is the idea, ma'am? What they have rejected means nothing but renunciation. That is Turavaram nu solvangala. They have to move out of the family, and they have to go to forest, and they have to meditate on God. Okay, they should not live in this family. That is what is said in both Veerashaivism by Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. You have to live this worldly pleasures, and you have to live alone. Okay, but certain saints rejected it. Why should I leave my family and everything? I can be in my family and I can worship God. That God is also will reflect back to me. Okay, I don't want to go out of the house. This is what given in this paragraph, dears. And the next is all about so this is what said by Gujarati saint Narsi Mehta. There are Vaishnavas who understand the pain of others, because Vaishnavas, there were Saivas and Vaishnavas was there. Saivas means they used to follow Lord Shiva, and Vaishnavas used to follow Lord Vishnu. So they have simply Lord Shiva, those who are worshipping Lord Shiva used to say that you have to renounce, that means you have to just live out of your family to see God. Okay, in Vaishnavas they used to say you can be in the family, you can see the pain of others, you should help others, and you can approach the God in such a way. Okay, this is what said here. And this is all about questioning of social order. We should not have social order. Social order means nothing but rich and poor, all those things. Okay, and next is all about Nathpandis, Siddhas and Yogis. So previously we have seen about Lord Shiva and Vishnu and Veera Saivism, that should be equality between all these things we have seen. And we have also seen about certain people like Tukaram, Eknath, Namdev and Chakubai, all those people, those are followed alvas, and they have also said that I can be in the family, you should not renounce, that is you cannot, you don't want to move from the family to see God, like those things we have seen. Now we are going to see the entirely another topic, that is called Nathpandis, Siddhas and Yogis. These are the people from north, okay, northern part of India. They were believed that that God is nowhere, he is on if you do meditation on formless God, automatically it is visible. Visible means the work of God will be visible to you and you will be blessed by God. Okay, there is no social order at all. Okay, that is what they said. Okay, Siddhas, Nathpandi Siddhas. Okay, and Siddhacharas and Yogis, they advocated the renunciation of the world. So renunciation of the world means Ulagai Turand, that is by leaving your families and everything, you have to sit and you have to worship. So we have to continuously do breathing exercise, yogasanas, all those things, and in our school also we are following those things. No, so these things you will be very clear. I think so. By doing all those things, you will be attaining the supreme God. That is what the idea of all the caste people, those who are represented as low caste by the work of the people. All those things, everybody can follow all those things. They said. Okay, this was the codes, or this was the sayings of Nathpandi, Siddhas and Yogis. Okay, and the next is all about the new thing, it's called as Islam and Sufism. Okay, Islam and Sufis are none other than similar, but the few things that differs. Okay, so first point is they followed formless God is, there is no form for God. And they emphasized love and devotion through God and compassion to all fellow human beings, that there is no social order. Here social order represents the division of the people based on the work, that is Varna we said. No, that is called a social order. There is no social order means that everybody is equal. Okay, the people are not divided by without any communities. Okay, so but one thing, at first Islamism and Sufism was the same, but what happens after a few decades, Sufis were have some they imposed some points against to Islamism, and they felt that they wanted to follow certain things from India. They don't want to follow. Okay, they just rejected certain rituals. Okay, what else done by Islamism? They rejected. Sufis often rejected the elaborate code of Muslim scholars. Okay, so they rejected those things and they followed simply the formless God with love, and they used to dance and sing. Okay, whereas Muslims, that is Islamic people, won't dance and sing about the formless God. Okay, they had various holy laws to follow and worship God, but Sufis just came out of the rituals, and they were just simply they were also part of Islamism only, but they just rejected those things alone, that, and they included by dancing and singing. okay, to in the form of worshipping God. And they also expressed love for God, and they have written like Nathpandi Siddhas and yogis. Sufis also believe that our heart should be trained to worship God. How will we train our heart? Means by doing this breathing exercise, by doing meditation, and by dancing and meditating towards God. Okay, this is what said by Sufis also. This Sufi teacher, that is preachers, are called as silsilas, and the master of this Sufis and guiding the people towards Sufism. If you wanted to follow Sufism, means the preacher will be there. No, he used to guide us. This is how you should follow to attain God. That is called a spirit. Okay, and the next is all about this is way large part of Central Asia, and large number of Sufis from Central Asia were settled in Hindustan here refers to India. Okay, in 11th century. That is how here we have Sufism in India. Okay, okay, there are a lot of Sufi centers, and it had long time teachers. These are the few names of Sufi teachers. Okay, Kejwa Muhyiddin Chisti of Ajmer and Kutubuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki of Delhi, Baba Farid of Punjab, and Kejwan Nizamuddin Aulia of Delhi, and Banda Dana was and Bandana Bandana was and Ghazuddin of Galbar Galbarga. Okay, these are the certain people who preached Sufism in India. So they had we are telling as Hindus we used to worship God in temples. As Christians, they used to worship God in church, and Muslim Islamic people we used to do go to mosque. Similarly, Sufis had hospices. Okay, this is a place where the people used to assemble. Okay, Sufi people assemble, and there only they do worship God. Okay, and by singing and God doing dargah, all those things. The next is, apart from this Islamism, Sufism, all those things, we had some other religions in India, like Islamism, Hinduism, and Nathpandi Siddha's ideas. After this, we have Kabir and Baba Guru Nanak. Okay, rejected all those things are orthodox things. Okay, so we don't want to follow Sufism, Hinduism, or anything. We are supposed to follow the only the right path. That is enough to reach God. We don't want to follow these much of rituals, doing slokas, poems, and reciting slokas, and dancing, doing meditation. We don't want all those things. Okay, like that they had certain ideas. Who means it is nothing but Kabir, Baba, Guru Nanak. Okay, others like Tulasi Das and these people. Okay, those were simply what they did means accepted existing beliefs. Okay, certain other saints accepted the beliefs of beliefs of Hinduism and Islamism, and they followed that. Okay, the people like Baba Guru Nanak and Kabir alone just rejected certain things. Okay, Tulasi Das has written Charitamanas. Okay, which is an Awadhi language. Okay, Eastern Uttar Pradesh language. Okay, about God. Okay, about the god Rama. Okay, he adapted Rama and he had written that. Okay, all those things, and we are going to now see about see, this is the map of the people those who are lived, and the worship sorry, the people worshippers, that is devotees. Okay, devotees of various god and various way of worshipping God, okay, where they belongs to, and the names of the people are here in this map, okay. And now there is here expression of devotion towards God, okay. Surdas, it is, they were the devotee of Lord Krishna, okay. And Mirabai, okay, she is also devoted towards, she belongs to Rajput family, and she has undergone with she was a disciple of Ravidas. Disciple of Ravidas means that is follower, okay. And he is a saint from untouchable class, and he just helped Mirabai to get salvation towards God. And this is all about how the people were followed Lord Krishna and did bhajans, okay, and from the people of Rajasthan and Gujarat. And a unique feature of most of the saints is that the works were composed in regional languages. So wherever the saints are there, they composed their works in their own regional languages, okay. And they sung that one, and they used to explain that to their own disciples, and they asked the peoples to follow them, okay. This is what happened. This is the bhakti. The system of bhakti was emerged along with the people, those who are living there, okay. It's a part of living, okay. And next is Kabir. He belongs to Muslim family, Muslim weaver family, and from the city of Banaras, from Varanasi. And he was influenced, one of the most influential saints. What he did, okay, we get to know the he just we get to know that all of his ideas, a vast collection of verses from Shaktis and Pads, okay, said to have composed by him and sung by wandering bhajan singers. Some of these were later collected by Guru Granth Sahib and Panch Vani and Bijak. These are the few people who used the composition of Kabir and to approach God. Even though he belongs to Muslim family, he just followed certain rules like composing bhajans, okay, to worship God. People were there like some people were followed Buddhism by following Buddha, no, like similarly some people followed Kabir also on those days. And next is all about so his teachings are all about rejecting certain deeds, okay. See, for example, based on complete and indeed vehement the rejection of major religious traditions, his teaching is only ridiculed all the form of external worship of Hinduism and Islamism, okay. So and he also included that is oneness, that is everything is equal in front of God. And he also just rejected the ridiculed means is nothing but criticizing, okay, criticizing unwanted rituals, சில வழிமுறைகள் வழிபாடுகள், that he has rejected. And he has written lot of poetry and to follow, and large of poetry was in the form of spoken Hindi and understood by the ordinary people. So he has written lot of poetry, okay, about God and how to attain him, how to go close to him, all those things. So he also believed, this is important my dears, he has followed formless God and preached only the path of salvation. Salvation means mukti, that is uh, to stop from the rebirth, okay, through bhakti and devotion towards God, okay. Mostly much of Hindu and Muslim followers were also followed Kabir saying and Baba Guru Nanak, okay. He was born at Talwandi, okay, in Kartarpur near the river Ravi. And he was he was most familiar than Kabir. And what he did means he had a dharmasal, okay. In that dharmasal only the followers of Baba Guru Nanak will stay there, okay, and follow the wordings of Baba Guru Nanak, okay. In similar way you could see in this picture, see. So before his death, he died in 1539, and he appointed his followers, and his name is follower to do the work of Baba Guru Nanak, and he's called Lehna, and he's also known as Guru Angad. Okay, signifying he was a part of Baba Guru Nanak himself. Okay, he said that he means nothing but Guru Angad said himself as a Baba Guru Nanak. I'm the part of him. After the death of Baba Guru Nanak, he took over the path of Baba Guru Nanak, and he just asked his followers to follow him. Okay, this is in future is he has written a holy book. Okay, three successors of see new script is called, he has written called Gurumukhi. Okay, this and the three successors of Guru Angad also wrote under the name of Nanak. They also written the book called Nanak, and Guru Arjan. All these things have written about the follow how to follow God, and what are all the way to follow to reach God. All those things has been written, and to this the compilation were added the writings of the figures like Shaikh Farid and Sant Kabir and Bhagat Namdev and Guru Tag Bahadur. Although in 1706 this compilation was authenticated by Guru Tag Bahadur sons and successor Guru Gobind Singh, and it is now known as Guru Granth Sahib, the holy scripture of Sikhs. So to the whole, these are the people who followed Baba Guru Nanak, their names. Okay, and they had separate holy book. Okay, this holy scripture of this has in future it is become Sikhism. The people those who are following Baba Guru Nanak were called as and his sayings were called as Sikhs. Okay, that is what, yeah. And how does they follow, what are they need, the people those who are following Baba Guru Nanak should have certain qualifications. What are the qualification means? The people should have certain business, they have to do certain business like agriculture, artisans, craftsmen. So the people those who are having certain quality, okay, quality and ability of doing certain their own work, okay, those can be the followers of Baba Guru Nanak. The first point, this paragraph is very much important. First is the followers of Baba Guru Nanak should be an agriculture or else an artisan or a craftsman. Okay, and they also should at that the earning, the income they are getting from their work, no, the percentage of their income should be given to Dharmasal, which for the Baba Guru Nanak followers to develop their, to spread Sikhism towards everywhere, they have to donate that amount. Okay, whatever they are doing for, and they should follow, have productive and useful occupations. So such people can follow, and from that occupation, what I said, no, the income that they are getting should be contributed to the Sikh community people. Okay, those who are poor in that community, no, they have to give that money to that people to help them out of it. Okay, these things should be done by the Sikhs, those who are in Sikhism. Okay, and so this has brought from the 17th century, from beginning of the 17th century, the town of Ramdaspur in Amritsar developed a central Gurudwara called Harmandir Sahib. This was the temple was built for Sikhism. Okay, in Amritsar, and later on only we had looked upon Jahangir. We have read in Mughal Empire, no. He has looked upon this and potential threat, and he ordered the execution of Guru Arjan. And also after the period of Jahangir, okay, they were like other communities, like other community temples like churches, Sufis, um, dargahs and mosques Similarly, Sikhs temples were also brought into India, and they search that community where it was also evolved. Up to this, my dears, this chapter got over. Here, all these things, okay, done by Baba Guru Nanak, whoever it is, they were followed simply to worship the importance of one God, and there is no gender difference. There is no these people only should go to worship God, and these people should not worship God. You are belong to poor, you should not do this. So that kind of inequality should not brought in front of God. Okay, in front of God everything is one. And so purity is important. If you are doing good things, you can easily go near to God. If you are doing bad things, you will be punished. Okay, this is what said by all these religions. What else we have seen in this chapter? Okay, everything. So on the other side, how does Christianity brought to India, ma'am? All this we have studied. So this is what given here in the 16th century European country. Okay, there only automatically the existence of Bible, all those things were brought during Martin Luther King period into German, and through which the churches were evolved. And later on, after the Mughal Empire, automatically those European companies were entered into India. No, during that time, automatically Christianity also obviously brought into India. Okay, this is how we people were worshipped the divine God. Okay, that pure God in various ways. Okay, there are various ways to worship God. Whichever we like, we can go into that way. Okay, these are not communities, these are the ways to worship God. Hinduism is a way to worship God. Muslim is a way to worship God. Similarly, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Sufism, all these things also similar. Okay, this is what this chapter, my dears. Kindly go through it, and let us see with the next chapter later. Thank you.